Hello there, spotters. Welcome to my channel. I am G-Boy, your personal info manager. If this is your first time here in my channel, then I am happy to see you here. By the way, to receive more updates, do not forget to click like and subscribe. Today, we will give you information regarding Soul Dancer and how you will improve your damage, healing skills in terms of familiarizing yourself in line with the Soul Dancer specials and attributes. Soul Dancer is the only healer class in Dragon Raja. Although she is not a pure healer, you get decent DPS, survivability, and CC skills too. The Soul Dancer is a ranged magical class that can provide healing, support, and crowd control capabilities. They can polymorph enemies and reduce their defenses, which lets other classes take opponents down. They have a special pact system where you can target allies in order for you to provide extra buffs. Combining a pact with another class will maximize their capabilities in return, which is great for supporting. Since they are meant for support CDR, cooldown reduction, their defenses, as well as their magic attack. Use gems for your character to gain stats, and focus on the following. Insight, increases HP, magic attack power, and CDR. Intelligence, increases HP, magic attack power. Dexterity, increases HP, magic attack power and critical. Constitution, increases HP, physical defense, magical defense, and critical resistance. Build Insight and Intelligence score to increase Soul Dancer cooldown reduction and magic attack. Here are the skills of a Soul Dancer, so you will be able to familiarize yourself in terms of creating your own strategy and gameplay. Soul Dancer's Pact. With this skill, Soul Dancer forms a pact with an ally. When pact is in effect, time expansion grants time twist to the pact partner, increases the size, speed, cooldown reduction, damage reduction if within 10 meters. Ice Glare Shock. With this skill, Soul Dancer inflicts magic damage to the target, heals herself and slow the targets. Phase Shock. With this skill, Soul Dancer inflicts heavy magic damage to multiple enemies. Azure Mark. With this skill, Soul Dancer creates an alchemy circle, inflicts damage to random enemies. Time Expansion, increases movement speed, critical resistance, cooldown reduction. Use this skill when pact partner is within 10 meters range, to get time twist bonus, increase movement speed, reduce damage received, increase cooldown reduction. Shadow Light, passively increases Gemini magic attack, Ice Glare Shock damage. Recall Light, self-healing, heals an ally, restore vitality. Also, allies within 5 meters range gains buff, increase crit, AP, multi-strike. Time Lock, stops the time, makes enemies stop. Witch's Kiss, turns the target into a duck, reduces their physical and magical defense. Soul Dancer is the only healer class in Dragon Raja. Although she is not a pure healer, you get decent damage per second, survivability, and CC skills too. Self-healing skills and supporting allies in the battle are some great abilities that Soul Dancer has. Be mindful that a Soul Dancer power and skills will be depending on how you will play your role and what will be your strategy in terms of player versus player or player versus environment. I usually focus on magical damage, and at the same time I also increased my debuff skills in order for me to get to massive damage when it comes on player versus player area or PK area. I also make sure that I have enough constitution to increase my survivability rate. My def is also one of my secret to make sure that melee users like gunners and blade users cannot kill me easily and see myself dying in the field. Also, I make sure that the core that I am using is more on magical damage. There are major 4 different core states. Namely, fire, water, wind, and earth. In the core, each one core shared with another core and makes one core. So I suggest that you mainly focus on your element. Example is, I have used a lot of fire gems to increase my magical damage, and at the same time, I used water gems to increase cooldown. When building my defense, I search and check my gears and item that I am using, making sure that all attributes are focusing on magic def and physical defense. Weapons are also tricky sometimes, so you need to check your item and gear and make sure that your weapon attribute is more on magical damage. Each class will use different setups based on the stats that they need. Stats change per class. Do not focus on critical rate or critical damage since you are not a gunner. I suggest that you focus on your cooldown reduction and magical damage so that melee users like gunners and blade users will receive your wrath when it comes on damage. Because the Soul Dancer is quite a multifunctional class, in the sense that it can be a support, as well as a damage dealer, it sparked my interest quite a bit as I always choose to go for the mages whenever I have to choose a class in any game that I play. For the absolute beginners, it might seem a little complicated, but I would argue that it is not. It's best to take note of your skills that have additional control effects and use them wisely. If you have any comments or suggestions, do not hesitate to send me a message in line with this matter.